Strokes, 12:51 on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, and Karl Pilkington. Not done a lot. Maybe you should earn your money as you get to Mondays off for this 2 hours of nonsense.
What are you on about? I've done loads of stuff.
What?
Slag Suzanne off.
Yeah, brilliant.
First link.
Yeah.
Talks about trannies.
Yeah.
Right. Same old.
Yeah.
Let's have something new, something fresh.
Well, I've been looking around, right, on the internet for stuff.
Yeah.
On the internet?
Yeah.
Your Bible, where you get all your information about the world and the universe and morality from.
And you know, like, how I always say to you, I don't really read that much of it, I just read the headline.
Perfect.
Right?
Yeah.
Anna Nova have sort of nicked that idea to grab you.
Nicked what idea?
Well, to sort of get to the meat straight away at the top. Do you know what I mean? The headline to the story and everything.
What?
Right, these are
But
stories.
the headlines already existed, that was why you thought that was a good idea?
Not like this, though.
Alright.
Headline. Well, these are all headlines, right? Vibrating shoes could stop elderly falling. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, God.
You don't need...
Vibrating shoes could stop elderly falling.
Yeah, that's the story. You don't need to read on. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
right?
could you read on anyway?
Can't be bothered.
Read on anyway.
Well, you have a look at that in a bit, right?
Alright,
So,
okay, so what
This is frustrating radio if you're sitting at home.
No,
well,
but
it's not on. They've turned it off.
If you want to know more, you know where to go. That's what I'm saying. That's what they should do in the news. Get the news done in a minute.
There's a good story about Iraq.
Right.
Bong. Look it up. Look it up on the internet. Anna Nova.
Give us another bong.
Bong.
Family sick of living on Butthole Road.
Oh, brilliant. Bong.
Man wears same shoes for 60 years.
Oh, bong.
This isn't that good. Some fella pulls a train with his teeth.
And in lighter news.
I love that. Triple Donald, this one is very good.
And the last one, man fails to break clothes pegs on face record. She's always good. Well, that's the one I did read on about.
I love that out of all those. That's the one he read on about. Go on then.
Just,
Why is that news? He fails to make a record. So did I today.
I know, yeah.
I failed the long jump record today.
Yeah. Didn't even take part.
No, I was rubbish.
But what are the rules on world records and that?
I don't know if there are rules. There are certain things you can't. I mean, it's the Guinness Book of Records, isn't it, really, that's the arbiter, isn't it?
Yeah, but is there anything, if you said you wanted to do it, would they say, well, you can't do that?
Yeah, they've stopped some gluttony records, obviously things that are in danger, so anything that's illegal, yeah, anything that's immoral.
Yeah, like that American serial killer that just got discovered.
Yeah.
Having killed 47 women. I don't think he can make that into the Guinness Book of Records.
No, because people would be trying to beat it, won't they?
But there was some other story about a fella eating watches and that. That can't be good for you. So why don't they say, look, don't do that, do something else?
He wanted to stay regular.
Do you know
what
what
do
I
you
mean,
mean?
though? I just wondered
What do
if
you mean he
there's
was eating watches?
He just said he was eating watches. He got about 3 in about a minute.
How did he time it?
Do you know what I mean, though? And then the other thing is, the one that I was reading, the world record with the fellow who's pulling a train with his teeth. Does that make any difference that he's done it with his teeth?
What do you mean?
Well, what difference does it make?
Well, isn't it? It's quite hard to pull a train with your teeth, I imagine.
Well, it's pretty hard to pull a train. All I'm saying is it because he couldn't beat the fella who's pulling it with his hands?
Well,
this
is my point. I think there was one bloke with the record for the running backwards 100 metres was sort of like 11.5 seconds. And I was thinking, turn around, you'd probably have a really good go at that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's sort of like doing a marathon with a milk bottle on your head. Take the milk bottle off and see how fast you can go, you twat.
But you can just tweak it, like the fella who has done the pegs on the face, right?
Yeah.
His name's Gary Stretch Turner, right?
Right.
So, he's sort of cheating already if he's got a stretchy head, right? but
You are, right, you are one of the most stupid humans I have ever met.
Well, get me in the book. Yeah? Right? But listen. So Gary Stretch Turner, right, his record is 153 pegs.
Yeah.
He did it again, and he only got 150 on. So he hasn't broke his own record.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, if he tweaked it a bit more, would that make a new record?
What?
Well, if he said, I've got 150 pegs on, but at the same time as eating a burger.
I see what you mean, yeah.
Yeah.
He'd be the,
Or he said-
world record breaker for pegs and eating burgers at the same time.
Yeah, just change it a bit. If you know you're not going to make it, just do something else.
I'm assuming the rules are set at the beginning, Carl. That's
Yeah.
it. That's where they say, right, you're just going to do the pegs thing. You're not going to introduce burgers halfway through, are you? Definitely not. And
Okay.
then they have a go.
I was on one leg, not interested. How many pegs? 150.
Can I just ask very briefly, I was quite interested by the family had to move because they lived on Butthole Road.
Yeah, I quite like that
Now,
one.
I don't know if I've told you before, Rick, where I used to live. I'm not going to tell you the name of the street that I used to live on, because not on air, because my parents still live there and I don't want,
Right.
you know. But I'm going to write it for you now. This is the name, the genuine name of the street I used to live on. Just imagine when you're at school
Yeah.
and
Oh.
like in class, for instance, in French, you've got to say you've got to answer where you live.
Yeah.
J'habite wherever.
Yeah.
That's the name. This is actually the name of the street we lived on.
No, it's
I
not.
swear to God.
That is...
I absolutely right. I could phone my father now and he could confirm that for you. I swear
because he doesn't want
to God. And I'd tell you that.
What? But listen, do you know what worries me? It's the apostrophe S.
I know.
Because that's blatant.
Yes. Amazing, isn't it?
That is incredible.
imagine how embarrassing
So
that
if
was.
I look that up in the Bristol...
You'll find that in the Bristol A to Z. I swear to God.
That is really... Why have you never told me that before?
I can't believe I haven't.
That's
I'm
incredible.
still embarrassed now. Do you know, if whenever I have to phone up, if I have to give that address, I always spell it instantly.
Really?
Like, somehow that'll hide it, that'll disguise the name. But it's interesting, my friend Rufus, his parents lived in a place called Fockingham. Right? This is amazing when he was growing up. They lived in Fockingham.
Yeah.
They moved to a village called Fingeringhoe.
No!
I swear to God.
Really?
Amazing.
Oh,
Well,
God.
Perhaps you come from an amusing town or street.
Hello,
Why
mate.
not get in touch?
Fingering Hole or Fockingham? Well, that's my business.
Well, this family who's sick of living on Butthole Road, right, said the thing that pushed them over the edge was the sign was outside their house, and tourists were always coming, sort of having the picture taken with the pants down, next to the sign.
Oh,
And
no.
that's the thing that...
What's it called? Butthole Road?
Butthole Road, yeah.
Well, that's bad luck, isn't it?
That is bad luck, isn't it? Who named it that, though?
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's not as if they've named it that after they've moved there. They bought the house knowing, oh, there's a lovely house here, so where you live, what road it's on.
Well,
They're not going to go, well, it doesn't matter, look at the house.
Yeah! Yeah!
Well, where am I going? Where am I seeing this
Well, I'll
house?
take you
Well,
there.
it's on-
I'll take you there. I'll take you there.
Well,
So, you don't need to look. Just don't look at that sign. Just come into that lovely house, isn't it? It is nice, yeah.
well, my family wants to come later to have a
Well,
look at
just
it.
tell them to, I'll meet them by the bus stop and I'll drive them here. You don't need to know where you're going. You'll just sort of know, won't you? You'll know from then on. Oh, we get letters. Have them delivered to me if you want. I'll bring them, I'll bring them round. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. That's incredible. But I can't get over that, where Steve used to live.
That's extraordinary, isn't it? Anyway, if you perhaps live in Tits Avenue,
Yeah.
you know, or...
Wanklin Drive.
Wanklin Drive, just get in touch. Let us know. We're not really interested. But it
No.
might fill up 5 minutes. Let's play a record. Let's come back with another of Carl's amazing quizzes.
I'm going to Spunkton later.
If I Was Your Girlfriend by Prince on XFM 104.9.
Yeah.
Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
Big time. We've had quite a few calls. Greg used to live in a place in South Africa called Arsagay.
Arsagay?
Arsagay,
Nothing
yeah.
wrong with that.
Paul's friend's parents live in Fart Town, just outside Leeds.
Fart time.
Which is nice, isn't it? That's just ridiculous. And Dean used to live in Butts Farm, Hamworth.
Farm?
Yeah. That's obviously, I assume they're free range butts.
Sure,
And not sort of
yeah.
battery farm butts.
That would be horrible.
But, yeah.
I think that.
That'd be great to just name a town, wouldn't it?
I think I was thinking if I was a multi-billionaire, a Bill Gates type figure, I'd
Yeah.
like to buy somewhere, like, say, Manchester, and just rename it. And
Whinging on the wold.
Whinging on the Wold, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Make
maybe,
we can work Mondays.
exactly, they'd be obliged to that would have to be what it's called.
Yeah.
That's the rules. It'd be like mayor.
Yeah. Oh,
great.
that'd be great as mayor, wouldn't you? You want to be mayor of Chinatown, don't you?
I'd like to be mayor of Chinatown. It seems to me that there's not a great deal to do,
No.
because it's not really a town.
No, exactly. But
just a
who can
novelty
we talk
street.
to about that? Who can go say, look, you've got to stop calling this a town, because at best it's a novelty street
Well,
with some slippy pavements near restaurants.
I actually got stopped the other day by 2 tourists who said, do you know the way to Chinatown? And I really wanted to say to him, it's a disappointment.
It's not a town.
Seriously, it's not worth it. Pop in a record shop. Do something else.
Yeah.
Pop in Garfunkel's. Have some delicious sausage and mash. But you'll get to Chinatown and you'll go, this is not a town.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you got a town hall? Got a betting shop?
Yeah.
Not really a town.
I don't think you could build a town entirely out of restaurants. That's not enough. You need more stuff.
Oh dear. A lot of old people I've noticed there, Carl. Aren't there?
Let's leave that, eh?
What?
We'll leave it. Leave
What?
the old...
Leave what?
Just got John, who's just emailed in. He said my secondary school was on a street simply called Bell End.
That's Bell End, really?
Yep.
Oh, that's great.
There's a road in Cricklewood somewhere called Clitterhouse Drive.
Clitterhouse.
Yeah, I don't think you can really get that. You can't get them on that. That's fine.
No, that's fine.
No, that guy's just having a little laugh, just taking the mick, get a lot of that sort of thing. There's a place in America, apparently. Ben's emailed this in. There's a place in America called My Anus.
My anus?
Yeah.
I think I've heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah. My anus, yes, I have heard of that. That's unlucky.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Where do you live, my anus?
I've got a letter for you. Where should I?
Where should I send it?
Alright, don't get cheeky.
Anyway, just rather than reading out the A to Z, right? Are we doing Rockbusters answers?
Oh! Yeah. Go on then.
Right,
Listen, this has got Chris Moyles, The Breakfast Show, on Radio 1. This sort of stuff.
well, listen,
Go on.
Have we got a winner, Steve? Did
We
you,
have, I'll check that in a minute.
All right.
Yeah, can't
All right,
bother
well,
to
you
it.
find a good winner.
Yeah.
The Rockbusters clues. The first one was, this Teletubby has got
No.
mitts.
Well, we know
No,
this one.
We've done that. That
yeah.
was Police.
Yeah,
Right.
rubbish. You ruined it.
Right, the second one, I'm saving that money to buy condoms.
Too easy, Johnny Cash.
That was Johnny
Yeah.
Cash.
Rubbish.
And the third one was, when you're making bread, add a bit of colour for a change and sort of, change the colour of it.
Right.
Right? That was Dido. They got that. Give us a winner.
Well, this is, the reason I've given this person the prizes is just because she's from Switzerland.
Sure.
She's listening in Geneva in Switzerland, so, I mean, good luck to Tina. And she wins those prizes.
Who did she want to win the war?
Don't know, I don't think she had an opinion.
Really? You sure?
Yeah.
They say
sure.
that, but I reckon they wanted us to win, really.
think so?
I reckon so.
Do you think that was true of all the wars? They were always on our side, really.
I'd get her to just, if she's still home, who did most Swiss people, maybe sort of like over 50, want to win the war?
The
England or
Swiss
Germany?
war or the original war?
The Second World War.
The best war.
Yeah, the main one.
yeah.
But, so just as a poll, in her opinion, so I asked people over sort of like 50 or 60, right, just quickly do it in the next 10 minutes. Who did they really, are they neutral, but who did they really want to win?
Yeah.
England,
Yeah, we know you were neutral, but
yeah,
it's
but who
50
do you
odd
want to win?
years
England or
later.
Germany? We come up with great games, don't we? Eh?
What are you worried about the beetle? Working hard. It's eating what
Because
it likes.
this is the same as getting in foreigners to make cheap trainers, to me. They, let the beetle do what it wants. I mean, how long do they live? I read the other day about some elephant beetle, they get about 4 months.
Right.
What do you think of this, right? This elephant beetle in the paper the other day,
Yeah.
about the size of a gerbil.
Right.
Massive. Odd looking thing.
Mm.
The bigger, the uglier it is.
Why are you looking at me?
No. In a way, that is the way it works, isn't it? I think size is a big deal, isn't it? In a way, because
This is interesting.
well, we better being smaller, aren't we?
Well, it depends.
What do you mean?
Well, no, if you're afloat in the Atlantic Ocean and it's 4 degrees centigrade, it'd be better to be fat.
I didn't really mean like that. I just
No.
meant in terms of like Steve. I've mentioned he's taller than us.
Yeah.
He's always ill.
Well, that's nothing to do with his height.
I just think bigger people. It's like that Zhang Lung or whatever, the world's tallest man. He's always sneezing and that. He's always got something up with him because he's not meant to be that big. Small fellas, you never see a midget in a doctor's waiting room. they never get ill, do they? You never see one getting run over because they're too small, so you don't hit them. So it's. I think size. If you're too big,
You never see a midget in a doctor's waiting room.
so the
Well,
thing,
maybe they're there.
no, they're not. They're not. So what I'm saying to you is this beetle that's massive, size of a gerbil.
Yeah, but it's still. But a gerbil's small. What do you mean?
No, this is a big one.
This beetle is massive. It lives 4 months.
Lives 4 months. Been found in a banana crate. Right.
Right.
It's over here. They're upset for it because it's been in this banana crate for, it could be like 3 months. And the whole purpose of the elephant beetle is to have it away. That's all it wants in its life. It's only got 4 months and it loves having it away with another beetle. And it hasn't had it. So they found it in this crate and it looked distraught. They said it was showing all signs of like desperately wanting to have it away. It was
Well, when you can wank yourself to death with 6 legs, you leave anything alone for 3 months in a dark crate.
Just eating a load of bananas.
Yeah, eating bananas and whacking away
Well, anyway,
6 times at exactly the same moment.
his feet go, apparently.
I bet it does.
What do you mean its feet go?
That's a sign. When they got it out, they got the experts in. They said, "What is this? We've got a beetle here the size of a gerbil." They said, "We'll come round." They had a look.
I'd say, well, how big's the gerbil?
That's just scientists HQ. There's their hotline. You can phone
come
up.
round. Right, you'll need a gerbil-sized box to bring that round in. Come round. Ring operator. Can I have people in charge of giant gerbil beetles? I'll put you through. Hello, gerbil beetle people. I think I've got one. Come round.
Anyway, its feet were going.
What do you mean his feet were going? Do you mean it was dancing like Lionel Blair, or it had bunions?
I haven't seen one, but
There's a surprise.
I just read that that they were saying, yeah, we know what's the problem here. Look at its legs go, and they go up and down a lot, and it means that it wants like a partner. It's dying for it, and they were saying they only live 4 months, and it looks about 3.5 months old. This one.
How could they tell that?
The problem is they haven't got any of these beetles here,
Right.
so they've had to, instead of flying it back out,
Yeah.
they've gone over there to try and find one to bring it back because of the stress and that it's had, and it's older.
Couldn't you put a gerbil in a beetle outfit?
Hang on a minute.
I don't mean a little wig holding a guitar.
But I don't know the full story in that. I just know that they found this beetle.
It
that
just sounds unlikely that people would be this concerned about
I
one
agree.
beetle, and it's only got half a month left. It's got 2 weeks left. It's got to have some sex. We have got to give this beetle some sex because, god damn it, it's a beetle. What was found on a boat with some bananas?
I
It
don't know
deserves
why-
sex before it dies.
I don't know why he cares more than a blood-sucking beetle than a chimpanzee.
I just can't
suddenly.
believe people are flying
Why
out
do
to
you,
Japan or
why
wherever
do
they
you
come
care
from.
so much about beetles all of a sudden?
only because they were mentioned, and I just thought, whilst we're on the beetle tip, let's discuss them.
What do you mean his legs were going as well?
That's what they do. That shows signs of like it needs a woman. It's never had one before, which is weird. That's what I was going to say. It knew even though it didn't. And you're talking about me brain and my ears and all that. There's an example of how the beetle's not in charge. There's something else going on in its
That's
body.
called instinct.
Yeah,
But that's true in a beetle, but it shouldn't be true in a human being.
but it is though, isn't it? Otherwise, how did the first baby survive? How are we here now? Because you look at babies and they're spoilt rotten. I'm sick of it, the way they don't do anything for ages. They wouldn't survive. A kangaroo comes out, it's hopping around in about 2 hours. Babies, they sit there for months.
But there's a very good reason for that. I've told you that.
It needs its mother. If
Yeah.
that was in a banana crate, it would have given up after about a week. What
No,
I'm
a
saying
couple
is,
of days. It would have died in a couple of days, probably.
yeah. Whereas this beetle, he didn't know the outcome. He didn't know if he's ever going to see this partner. Yet, even though he's been in this crate with bananas for 3.5 months, it still wants to have it away. Now, if I was that, I'd be like, I'm not in the mood anyway.
Why do you equate yourself with the beetle? This is what I don't understand.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying how that's where nature's good, and I think the beetles are better than us in a way.
We have got our brain, we've got our creativity, we've got our cognition, we've got all those things. That's our forte. That's where we kick in. Thought, introspection, art. I agree. I could not live in a crate full of bananas for 2.5. I admit that. I admit that if my mum had given birth to me and then dropped me immediately in a bin, I wouldn't have survived.
Yeah.
But I don't see your point. And I understand that Beatles can do that, and I can't. But do you know what? The Beatles, they couldn't have written and directed The Office. So let's call it even.
Hey, all this talk of the Beatles, right, has suggested to me, let's have some more music. Here's the Rolling Stones.
Oh! Well, that's about it. This is a test transmission for the Enemy Radio. I've enjoyed it. I think Steve's had a blast. He's got his hat on.
Yeah, I'm as happy as Larry, mate. Just pleased that I've done it all for free. Whereas Carl will be cashing a sweet, sweet check.
I know. It looked like looking after number one after all we've done for him.
I didn't even realise there was an opportunity to ask for money because
No.
I understood it to be a favour, so it didn't even
Yeah.
occur to me to get my agent.
Always ask. Always ask.
No, because I'm doing it as a favour. If you said to me, "Can you come
Do you
round and
like
help me move house?" I would do it. I would not presume you're going to pay me for it.
Debt of gratitude. See, one day maybe I'll need the enemy. One day I'll call up the enemy, just like you call up scientists, and go, I've got a beetle the size of a gerbil. They say, come round. I might call them up, and I go, oh, what's the drummer from Dodgy doing? They go, come round.
But where does that debt of gratitude stop then? Because at what point do you say, well, I'll have some money, please? When I get a bill from British Gas,
Yeah.
what will I do then? Will I just say redirect this to NME? Because that little debt of gratitude. Sammy Jacobs, the fellow who runs NME Radio, send the bill to him, please, British Gas, because he'll sort me out. No, he'll go, what are you talking about? That's not my bill. Sort it out yourself. And that's what I'm saying. The world moves on money. I make money to pay the bills. It's not for me. Sometimes I never see it. Doesn't even touch my hands. It goes in the bank, out the other way. Doesn't even stop. There's always people taking money off me for this, that and the other. And I'm not moaning about that. But all I'm saying is that's
Well, I know this and that costs you money, but why are you paying for the other?
business, innit? Alan Sugar he'd say you're mad, you two. He'd say you're stupid. What are you working for free? What is this? Charity? Well, it isn't. He'd sack you two. He'd say, Carl, you're hired.
I would love to see you
Yeah, well-
on The Apprentice. What would Carl be like on The Apprentice?
Wow, that would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
Well, firstly, he's not a team player. We've
He's
already
not a
established
team player,
that.
no,
Depends
no.
who the
He'd
team
just go
is.
out getting his own money and say and not share it with anyone. So that's
Joking.
number one.
Joking, aren't
That's number one. 2, you wouldn't want to do it. You'd say, well, why am I doing it? For that, I've got bills to pay.
Do what?
What was that? Whatever he asked you to do.
No, it's a task, innit? And I wouldn't go on there.
Well,
anyway.
treat this is like a task.
Well, okay, here's a task right now. Last night on The Apprentice, they were doing interviews.
Oh, don't tell me anything because I don't know who's in it. I'm
No, I
catching
won't.
up.
I won't.
No
I
way.
won't. All I'll say is that one of the interviewers says, and it's an old interviewing trick when you're working in business. They say, "I've got a lovely luxury pen here, right? Here's a classic old Bic biro, right? Now you've got to sell that to me now, right? Sell it to me now. How would you sell it to me, right?
So this is a pen shop?
No, it's a test, right, to see how well you can sell something, okay?
Yeah, but-
Doesn't matter what it is. In this instance, it's a cheap pen, right?
No, but have you
Sell it
come-
to me. Tell me the virtues of that pen.
But
Go.
have you come to me or have I come to you?
No, what do you mean?
You're selling me that
It's
pen.
a task. You've got to show us how you would sell a pen to us. What's
No,
good
but
about?
it's different.
Okay, tell me what's good about that
Right,
pen.
go. Sell me the pen. You're on my door, right? You're selling. You're a
Right,
pen
so,
seller.
So I've knocked on
You've
your
knocked
door.
on my door.
Yeah.
You're selling me a pen.
Alright.
Go.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm not interested. What you?
Well, you don't know what I'm selling yet.
Okay.
Okay,
Well, what are you
don't
selling?
get nasty.
I'm not getting nasty. I'm just saying, do you like to write much? Do you do much
Yeah, I
writing?
do some writing. Yeah,
Do
I'm
you?
a writer, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Interesting. How do you do that?
Well,
Computer,
I use a
innit?
word processor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Computer.
Oh.
Thanks very much. Goodbye.
No, but hang on a minute. Just, do you ever use a pen?
Sometimes I use pens. Yeah, but I got loads of pens. Thanks. I got a really nice pen here. Beautiful, classic.
Looks
Yeah,
like an expensive fountain.
It's an expensive fountain pen. My grandfather gave it to me. It's
Oh, that
family
one.
owned.
So that's
That's-
quite a special pen. It
It's a
sounds
special
like.
pen.
I mean, it is a lovely pen and everything. But the problem is, when you go out and about, there's a danger that you could lose that.
That is very true. But I mean, I don't really take pens.
Have you
with me
seen
around
these, sir?
about.
Can I interest you in
Just
some of
looks
these,
like a
sir?
cheap, tatty old pen, mate.
Sometimes you just want a pen that does the job, and this pen does that job. Do you want to buy some?
No, I don't.
Why not?
Well, because I just told you I've got a great
Genius.
pen. I've got a great pen already, and I don't see why I need that pen. It's cheap and it's tacky and
Well,
it's
you're
no
saying
use
it's
to me.
cheap. Do you know how cheap?
How cheap is it?
Well, it depends how many you want.
Well, let's just say, for the sake of argument, I want 50 of them.
Yeah, I can do that.
What kind of
How
deal would
much?
you do for me?
£8.
£8 for 50 of those pens. I can get them for about a penny down the market.
Sorry, Carl. You're selling 50 pens for £8. How much do they cost you? Just want to make sure this is a good business venture for you. Otherwise, it's pointless. How much do they cost you to buy?
I got them really cheap.
But how much?
How much did I say you can have them for?
£8 for 50.
I paid £5 for 50. So
Really? Wait, this is. I'll have. Can I have them for £5 because I'm a mate?
you can have 25 for 50.
No, well, no. If you got 50 pens for £5,
I wouldn't do this as a living. Anyway, that's the thing.
Carl, can you get me 50 pens for £5 then?
50 pence for £5.
Yeah.
It's not worth it, mate.
Well, no, I'm a mate. Just you don't want to make a profit out of me, do you?
It's not worth it. I'm trying to run a business there. I've got bills to pay.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to write something. I'm going to close the door in your face.
All right, you don't want a pen.
No.
Fine. Sometimes you've got to know when to cut off and move on. And
So that's what
I
you'd
do.
say to Sir Alan, is that you always give up? When someone says no, you give up.
I'll say I met him. He just wasn't having it, Sir Alan. say he didn't want any pens. If you don't want any pens, you're not going to buy them.
But you're a salesman, you've got to persuade me that I need a pen. Everyone needs pens.
But what are you saying about the other fellow that came out of well, just lurking behind him, but came out of the shower, and I went, oh, I'll have 50 pence for a fiver. What did you say to him? He said, not interested.
Yeah, because it all got a bit dodgy. I don't know who this person was and that, and he just wanted him at the going rate. What sort of a businessman would it be? For me, to have got the pens for 50 quid, 50 pens for how much?
You're fired.
Stick it up your ass.
Oh, we're gonna
Put your fingers in your mouth like this, Carl. Right? Put it apart like that. Put it apart.
Alright.
Now just say bucket and spade.
No, with your
No,
fingers in your
put
mouth.
your fingers like that and just say bucket and spade.
Bucket and spade.
No, don't do
keep your
that.
fingers in your mouth when you say it.
Fuck it.
Oh, Carl, play a record.
outrageous, Carl.
Smashing Pumpkins, Untitled Mix FM 104.9. I just got to tell you something, Steve. Remember, at my birthday party, my girlfriend had bought me one of those arcade games. You put money in a pub.
Oh, it's a
And
quiz machine, though.
Quiz machine, yeah, touch the screen. And we're all playing, but Steve, with his general film knowledge, people were getting like 100,000 points and getting through, right? Steve got something like 8 million.
Right, listen, I got the top score on a movie trivia quiz game, right? Who's the geek now?
Yeah.
All right, Carl? Hello.
No, but it was impossible. And I tried it, and I for like months after, I just thought I've just got to knock him off the top. And I did it all the other categories, and I was best at rock. Let's say that. But by no means is the gap between a friend of mine and a friend of yours, Johnny Camden, the lovely Irish comedian, came round last night.
Yeah.
Had a couple of goes. He got something like 30 million.
That's mental.
That's
That's madness.
Yeah. In fact, you're right, because Johnny bought this comic, right? He loves Doctor Who, and he bought this comic, and Steve, he left it there, and Steve got a post-it note on every page wrote geek.
Yeah.
Johnny gets it home, reads it on the tube, and there's geek written everywhere on every page. That's the sort of vicious man Steve is. He can hand it out. Do you know what I mean? Imagine him calling you a geek. What must that feel like to be called a geek by Steve Merchant? What do you think, Carl?
Every week he has a go at me anyway.
What are
Yeah.
you talking about? A go at you? You're having a go at me
for the
every
last
week.
3 weeks,
What?
you've been having a go at me.
I have not had a go. You've always had a go at me.
You've always said to me, what do I look like? And what do you expect me to do, lie?
Oh, he's done you again, Steve!
No, I'm not
He's
getting into this.
done
'cause
you
a young
again.
lad called up before and said, have a go at Steve again, these looks. And it's not like a game. I'm not like coming in here every week and wanting to make you look, come across as an ugly bloke. I don't need to do that.
He's done you up.
Can't. It's
He's
like,
done you
Is this
up.
because of the Gaylord stuff?
No, it's
That you're
just,
having a go at me again?
Oh.
it's just that you had a go at me before.
I didn't have a
just
go
had
at you at all. I was talking to Ricky. I haven't had a word. I haven't spoken a word
It's
to
in
you.
your eyes.
Is this why you're in an ugly mood? A bad mood? A generally grim mood? Is it because like you just think I'm going to have a go at you?
I don't know what it is. When I get here, you're all right. And then as soon as you come in here, you change.
I haven't done anything. What are you talking about? You're paranoid. I haven't said anything, mate. I've drawn a
keeping
little
at it.
picture of you here, but I've
I'll
not
tell you
said
what.
anything.
What we need now is a song for the lovers. I want to tell
Rick,
you now.
please.
This has been one of my favourite songs for about 20 years. It's by David Bowie. Now David Bowie's had his phases, and I liked his glam stuff. And Tin Machine went off. And he's always sort of there on and off, right? But this song is off Space Oddity, and it's called Letter to Hermione. And I don't know why he stopped writing songs like this, because this is probably one of the most beautiful songs ever recorded. And I know Steve agrees with me on this.
I do indeed. Rick, can I just kiss and make up with Carl?
No, that is.
No, let me just kiss my kiss.
Yeah, but it doesn't next week it'll be the same again. It doesn't mean anything. It's like
let's
saying
kiss on the
sorry.
lips. Kiss on the lips.
Go on. Look,
Get
I've never. Carl has gone
use tongue.
a absolute shade of purple, straining not to have merchants.
There's no point, Steve.
No,
There's no point.
no, just shake and make up.
Shake what, Rick?
There you go. All friends, sit down. That's lovely. That's a lovely moment. It's XFM 104.9, and this is Letter to Hermione by David Bowie. It's beautiful. Letter to Hermione by David Bowie. Wow. After that, I think you wrote The Laughing Gnome.
I know, it's just, the thing about David Bowie, I feel the same way, it's like, he's clearly a great, rock musician, great fun records, I saw him at Glastonbury, absolutely fantastic entertainer, but his songs have never gripped me, they never got me at the heart,
Except that one.
Except that one, that's
Yeah,
the first one I've
yeah.
ever heard of his, which really got
Oh,
me in the
good.
gut.
Yeah,
Amazing lyrics.
yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Carl, what were your thoughts?
It's alright.
Yeah, you're a poet, Carl. Play something else then.
Blur. Coffee and TV. Good to hear that one again.
Yes, good.
Before that, Radiohead, True Love Waits. Wow, Steve, it's time for my world-famous film review.
People love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
How can I just ask before
Go on.
you crack on with the film review? I notice you often do films that people have already seen.
Well, you see, that's what I mean. That's why I think your film review failed, because people didn't know what film you were talking about. They hadn't seen it.
Yes.
See, there was mine. I picked ones they've seen.
Sure.
That you know.
Because when a lot of people would say that the benefit of a film review was the fact that they hadn't seen it yet, so they were going to make up their mind based on
I
that
don't know.
review.
I don't know who'd say that.
I prefer Ricky's.
Okay.
See?
All right,
Hey.
Carl. See, there you are again, being nasty to me.
No, he's got a choice.
All right. Anyway, so my point is that how would you hope people would use your reviews? Rick?
However they want.
Okay.
Really.
Okay.
So.
Would you hope that they'd maybe seen the film but they hadn't yet made up their mind?
Whether they liked it or
Whether
not.
they liked it or
well,
not.
this is up to them. This is this is for everyone. It's easy.
So if someone say it's because I think was it you did one of your most famous ones I think was one for the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah.
Now that came out I think in 1975.
Yeah.
So maybe some people saw it in 1975, haven't yet made up their mind as to what they thought.
Yeah.
of it.
Now this put them straight and what
Sure.
to look for next time maybe.
Okay.
Now ready? Ricky Gervais film review.
Sure.
Review. Right. Chosen Rain Man.
Rain Man. Okay. Now this has been on TV quite a few times and it was a multiple Oscar winner.
Exactly.
Okay.
So right. Rain Man. It's got Tom Cruise in it,
Yep.
and he's all right. He's normal, but he finds out he's got a brother who's a bit mad. Dustin Hoffman is doing it, right? And it's meant to be. He's all weird, but he's meant to be. So it's good acting. Now, he needs to keep his brother, but they don't want him to have a brother, and he doesn't remember a lot, but he dropped him in the bath and burnt him when he was little. Clumsy idiot. But then he finds out he can make a bit of money, so they get the same suits, and they go bet two for good, well, because he's got special powers. So he can know what the roulette. He wins that, and he drops some toothpicks. He knows how many there are, and he recognises the waitress just through the book. He's got all his football cards. Don't put them out of order. Don't go in the telephone box with him. He smells, and get him back in time for Jeopardy or watch it anyway. Then he slap his head and get worried. Qantas don't crash. So he's got all that, and in the end he doesn't. I don't think, but at least they've met each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, Rain Man, a film about autism, which is strangely appropriate I think when you're reviewing it.
Anyway,
What would you give it out of 10?
9.
Okay. Thanks very much for that. Were useful? Yeah? Have you seen the film before?
No, I will now.
Okay, jolly good. Well, excellent.
New Order. 60 miles an hour on XFM 104.9. Well, quarter of an hour to go.
Yep.
We've still got your song for the ladies.
Song for the ladies coming up. Time now, though, Rick, for Under the Covers. You've got me covered. Cover Me Bad. Which is when we play a cover version of a well-known hit.
Just see the sort of effort that goes into the show.
There's a lot of work.
We've learned something. We've learned the only bird with a penis is the swan.
Swan.
We've had an interesting anecdote where he saw Orville.
I saw Orville.
Yeah.
Keith Harrison
We've
Orville.
had a film review, Rain Man.
Informative.
An award-winning film I reviewed today.
Yes.
So,
That was an Oscar winner, Carl.
ants. There's been things about ants.
Ants never sleep.
Yeah.
If you missed the beginning, you won't know that fact.
We've had various songs
Music.
and that.
Beautiful.
So, carry on, Steve.
Cover Me Up. The White Stripes, everyone's raving about them, Rick.
Sure.
They are an exciting band, and this is their cover of the Dolly Parton classic, Jolene.
Love it already.
White Stripes and their version of Jolene. What did you make of it, Rick?
Loved it. Loved it. I want to ask Carl a question though, because Carl's sometimes in awe of this newfangled world that we live in. What do you think of the scenario? What do you think is going on there? Because it's a bloke singing to a woman, begging her not to take his man. What do you think's going on there?
Say again.
Well, that's a bloke there singing.
Yeah,
Innit?
to his wife Jolene.
Right. Were you listening to the lyrics, or?
You see, I got mixed
What do
up
you mean?
anyway. I thought it was about that one about the person who chucks himself off a bridge. So I was thinking more about that than listening to that one.
Right, listen.
Well, go on it.
Right. Jolene, I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. You flaming locks of auburn hair, even though you can, don't. He's all I've got. You're a beautiful woman. Don't take my man, because I can't compete with you, right?
Yeah.
What do you think's going on there, though? Because, you know, it's Dolly Parton singing it. We know what's going on. They're fighting over the same man, aren't we?
Yeah.
What do you think's going on when a bloke's singing it to Jolene? What do you think of the scenario there?
That's one of them names, isn't it? That could be a bloke's name. It's like Leslie.
Oh, Christ. Okay, sorry, it was a...
I wish you'd not asked him that question. It's so exhausting.
I love him.
Do
I love Carl.
ants sleep, Carl? Which bird's got a cock?
Swan.
The Swan. Okay, nice one. Listen, I want to play that song for various people who've emailed and phoned in saying they want requests. We don't really play requests on the show, but we'd like to mention them anyway. Matt Barr, Magic Thighs. That's not Matt Barr's Magic Thighs, that's Matt Barr and Magic Thighs.
Yeah.
Kieran in Dublin, Stuart in Hackney, Lisa and Alison in Crouch End, and Glenn in Crystal Palace, who was phoning up with a nice message earlier. All of you, thanks for listening, and thanks for enjoying it. Sorry we didn't play your requests, but tune in next time, it'll be fun. Anyway, I just all I wanted to say, really.
Here's tragic.
What's tragic?
What did you want me to say about that song?
Just your opinion. Your own opinion was fine.
it's sad.
In fact, your own opinion is better than anything I could really hope for. Without doubt. Whenever I ask you a question,
You constantly surprise us.
yeah, it's wonderful. So only ever carry on telling the truth, carry on saying exactly what's on your mind, and I think this could become a great.
You're like a man who was frozen in Victorian era and has been reawoken, and he's kind of discovering the world. Some things make sense, other things don't. It's beautiful. It's
As
really
opposed to one that was made in a castle in Victorian times, like Steve.
nice. Oh, that's just.
Oh, I've joined in with Carl.
I can't believe it. I
I'm
thought you were on
sorry.
my side.
Yeah, no, it was irresistible though, wasn't it? I'm really sorry. Should we play a record? Right, I'm afraid that is about it from us.
Absolutely. I always leave the ladies with the song, Rick, as you know. And the song for the ladies this week, again, it comes from the free giveaway CD that comes with this excellent little magazine called Comes With a Smile. And there's always something interesting.
How are you spelling that?
I've played the Mull Historical Society before. This is a track. It says it's just a demo, which is, I don't know why. If they've been picked up, it's outrageous. They're called Sloan, and this is called Pretty Together. See you next time.
Goodbye.